Claire here, and it's that part in January where it's just after Christmas, and oh my god, it is here! The seed catalogs! That means that it's finally time to start getting serious and thinking about our garden for the year, and now my brain starts going into information overload. And if you're like me, you might be tempted to overconsume, overeducate, overplan, and ultimately overwhelm yourself with so much information. Like, basil and tomatoes are allies, and who is their nemesis? Could it be onions? Do beans and pumpkins and corn form an ultimate alliance?
Companion planting isn't gardening. It's a strategy, and we plan to be the victors. In the garden, there's a battle going on. Friends and foes fighting for nutrients, but they all have one common enemy: bugs. Now we have one line of defense against them: the marigolds.
Alright, so maybe we got a little bit carried away, but it is January and it's the quiet time of the winter as we're leading into our garden. So I wanted to give you about 5 different things that we're going to be focusing on in our little urban homestead that you might want to do as well. So here are 5 tips, Claire style. Number 1 being reflecting on the gardening year previously. Whether it was bountiful or a little bit of a mess, take a few minutes to reflect on what you achieved last year and celebrate that. And if you had a lot of, disappointments, I'm here to encourage you always. Keep going, try something new, try something different. Look up what you would be growing for your grow zone, because sometimes we make goals about things that we want to grow that aren't simply suited for where we are. And really lean into the things that grow well where you live so that you can experience that success. This year, I was so excited to grow zinnias because I've always had such good success when I lived in Georgia with that. But it was disappointing this year, I'm not going to lie. But what I did have success with was cosmos, which I had never grown before. The roses did so amazing. Everything else was just such a delight because I didn't expect anything to thrive. I didn't know what to expect. This was the first year that I had really committed to growing a full-scale garden. So I'm thankful for that and look forward to adding more next year. Second January garden step is to take stock of your seeds. So go ahead and grab that shoebox, or in my case, a half of an entire drawer of your seeds and sort through them. Are they still good? Do you have enough of your staples? I like to stock up on heirloom varieties early because the good stuff always goes fast, and nothing sucks more than to go and try to buy something you're excited about because you waited too long and it's sold out. So with that being said, I have more than enough probably to not buy any seeds this year, but come on, let's be real, I'm gonna buy a lot, too many. And the third thing that I'm going to focus on is taking inventory of my tools. If you're ADD like me, you've probably just laid them down in various spots in your yard and you've got to go on a scavenger hunt, which I did today. And I still have more out there. Every year I tend to end up having to buy a whole new set because I can never find what I've previously purchased. I'm determined not to repeat that this year. Depending on your zone, it might be time to start thinking about your indoor setup. I use repurposed milk cartons and some newspaper and grow lights to get things going. And if you're able to use things that you already have, then that's great. I also use these seed trays. And number 5, the best part. Grab a cup of tea, grab some coffee, and browse your favorite gardening books or Pinterest boards and dream up new layouts. Maybe try a vertical garden or experiment with companion planting. Maybe this is a year that your garden becomes the oasis you've always wanted. Here are a few books that I find to be really fantastic that I found last year that really made a difference in my gardening, and I recommend them to you if you don't know where to start. All 3 of these books are so educational and just chock full of so much information and beautiful inspirational pictures as well. So that's somewhere I would start if you don't know where to go. January might feel like the calm before the storm, but it's really the time to set intentions and get excited. Gardening isn't about growing food, it's about growing memories and learning patience and finding joy in the process. So I hope you all find that as well. And if you want to make your own garden plan, military spy thriller style, I say go for it, have fun. Don't forget that the marigolds are our allies. So with that being said, I hope that you guys get into and enjoy creating your own garden plans and are excited to get out in the garden and play as I am. I am so thrilled to improve on the spaces that we created from scratch last year and see them really take off this year. Here's fingers crossed. So if you enjoy seeing people start a garden from start to finish and doing the work, feel free to give me a follow because that is what we do here. So y'all have a great day and I will see you next time.